Hey guys, Omar here, and today I'm going to give you some family posing tips that I use that help me when I'm trying to quickly put a group together and get some photographs. Now, if you do a search for family poses on Google, you see everyone on the ground. Now, this doesn't work for me. Number one, I'm shooting in like urban environments where I can only sit people on steps, if anything. I'm not going to sit them on the ground. Two, I'm shooting events, so my family portraits are about 5 to 10 minutes long. No one's sitting on the ground with their nice clothes. And three, it just doesn't fit my style. I don't like the look of putting, especially dad on the ground, sitting on the ground. I'm not putting anyone on the ground, so that doesn't work for me, but it may work for you. So let me give you some quick tips that I use when I'm trying to pose families in like 10 minutes before they have to go. All right, let's start. So the first thing is we need some arms. When you put people together, the first inclination is for them to put both arms around people, and then they lose their arms. Their arms are hiding around. This is especially bad for men with suits, because if they put both arms around people, the suit opens up, looks terrible. So what you want to do is, okay, so you want people to have at least one arm. So one way to do it is to have dad put his hand in his pocket. Someone can grab dad's arm. You can have people hold hands. For the most part, everyone is at least showing one arm in this picture, which is great. Here it is again, dad hand in pocket. Someone grab dad's arm, hold hands. That's a standard right there. This one's a little bit more cash. This is an urban shoot. So we have mom looking cool with her curves. Dad, both hands in pockets. He has thumbs in pockets, so people can grab onto dad, and then holding hands works there. Two, I like to put mom and dad in the middle. I see a lot of posing where, mom and dad are separated by a few kids. They're in different parts of the picture. I like to have them for the most part in the middle. I will show you where I do move them apart in a second, but for the most part, I start with mom and dad in the middle, just to show the love right there. And then I just add kids on there. I do see a little faux pas here. You kind of want to avoid having little strange fingers that pop out of nowhere. So be careful with that. I rather would have had mom hide her arm there. Dad hand in pocket, mom holding dad's hands, people on there, this kid on her own. Here's an example of where it's okay to put a kid in the middle. This is for a family of 5, and so family 5s for the most part are a little unequal unless you put one kid in the middle. So if you have like the ability to make a triangle with the first 3, this also works with a very short kid. You can have the little short kid be here, and that way you can have 2 older or taller kids on the ends, and this kind of works as a grouping. Sometimes you want to kill that totally and get mom and dad to be the bookends. And this is a little different than what I said before. The posing I see that's strange is like mom is in between 2 kids or so. But here it's mom, dad on the ends. And when you have 6, a family of 6, the 4 in the middle is okay. Okay, so I think that works depending on the situation right there. Next, bookend the kids. What I mean by this is, for the most part, everyone doesn't need to be facing the inside, the middle. There's some problems with that, which I'll talk about in a second. But what I mean by bookend is actually, here, let me use Superman. Okay, Soups, hey dad. Okay, instead of putting your arm around the family member and facing them, which is what we do, you can bookend the kid, which means dad is there, and you have a kid that kind of has a semi-back to the kid, so they're kind of on their own. So you could put 2 kids on the ends to sort of bookend the family in the middle, okay? Thanks, Clark. So we did that here. If you can see, we have one kid bookending and the other kid bookending on this side. This is an example of where the bookend did not happen, so people face the core in the middle. Now that's okay, that's not bad, but what you have to be careful with is if people on the ends, they usually want to be in the picture, so they sometimes bend too much. So they want to, it's just natural when someone's like puts a camera and you're on the end, you start to dip towards. And so you get people who are bent in photographs. So that's why I like to bookend them, because they're kind of on their own. Instead of having their back to the middle, they can also just be straight on. So you could do that with the kids on the ends, especially older kids. Here's another bookend example. I like this bookend here. He's on his own looking cool. Mom, dad, middle, love that. There's a little love going on here. I would have turned, if I could have done it again, I would have turned little dude here a little bit more like bro over here. Okay, the shake and breathe. So after you pose everyone and have everyone sort of have at least one arm and you kind of fix people's ties and there's 5 minutes before the party starts, everyone will look stiff in photographs. So I usually do the shake and breathe. And what that is I just have everyone shake and take a big deep breath and let it out. And for a millisecond, their essence is there. Their smile, their love, they're in the camera and then they'll get stiff again. So you kind of just have them go, shake, deep breath. Oh, you see that? You see how good that looks right there? I lost it. Okay, so the shake and breathe is a good technique to break up the posing and have people, you know, just be themselves for that little short time. You just have to be quick on the camera to catch it. And then after the shaking and the breathing, you know, everyone's kind of a little bit looser, and so people will lean in and grab someone, and so you get really nice faces. Okay, after we're done with the quick formal poses, I like to break the posing, and I just want to show the connection between the family members. So I say, show me the love, and everyone will break the pose and grab someone, hug someone, squeeze someone. I'll even say those things. Come on, grab someone, squeeze someone. Now you have to be careful because little kids will usually turn around and have their back to your camera. So you have to make sure that you can have you can either have them squeeze an arm or squeeze a leg, but you will lose their faces, so be careful with that. But show me the love is great because those photographs just really are the ones that usually get the most reactions because it's the love. It's about the love. So I'll show you a couple examples of that. So this is immediately after the bookend pose, the formal pose, and we kind of have all their heads very close together. So that's one. Yes, my pretty girl on the side is dipping because she's taller. That will happen, so you have to be ready for that. Tall people will always get down to where the family's level is, so you have to be careful. Here's the pose after the other one I showed you. Again, show me the love, show me the love. There's connection between people. Here's kind of like a stray hand. You have to be careful with stray hands. That's a little bit, but again, when you're showing the love, it doesn't matter. Like, break all the rules. It's all about the connection in the eyes and their smiles. You gotta be quick, you gotta be quick. Right there. And so everyone here looks like fantastic. Show me the love. We got connections, people's hands, holding hands. There's hands everywhere, but everyone is very happy, very together, except you. You don't look too happy. Okay, this is breaking all the rules, but again, it's a beautiful moment with the family. It shows their real personalities. You would never have dad just get down to that level, but it's what he did, it's the moment, and that's what's important. There's a lot of rules broken in this photograph, but I love it because these are real faces. Faces will always beat posing. Faces and emotion in a photograph will always beat the mess ups that you've done. So you can show those photographs. I'll show you all the mistakes in this photograph, but I still like it. Can you spot them before I mention them? Pause this video now. Okay, unpause. Kid's arm is too stiff. Mom has creepy hands coming out. There's a creepy hand over here. Mom has no arms. She has 2 arms around people, okay? Dad's tie is showing a little bit. I wish I could have fixed that. For the most part, expression is great. There's a lot of love in the faces. You can see these are their real smiles. So, cha-ching, winner. Fun. Break it all. Break the pose completely and just have fun. Know your family. Some families are not going to be doing yo or be wacky or jump or lay on the ground. So you have to feel out families. What could you get away with? Maybe you could throw dad on a bench and everyone attack him and take photographs. But maybe dad's a little bit more reserved and he's not game for that. So you have to have your human meter turned on too, because not all posing, not all situations work for every family. Lens choice. Okay, going long and going wide. So for the most part, if I'm shooting a group, I like to shoot from very far away. Anything from 85, 100, 200 to get a lot of compression. The inclination is usually to get a wide lens to get everyone in. But for the most part, if you have enough space, you should really back up and compress the family. It works a little better. Now, I'll show you some examples of that. So here, for example, this one is an 85-ish sort of focal length. So people are compressed, the background is compressed a little bit. And this one's probably like a 20 millimeter-ish around there. And so the siblings together wide, usually cousins and siblings work together wide, close up. Those are a little bit more wacky and fun. And then family looking better, zoom that lens back up. Anything like 50, 85, those work too, okay? But as soon as you start getting to like 35, 23, it's gonna distort people on the ends. Their heads are gonna be kind of small, so be careful. Here's a group photo from far away. This is probably about 100 to 200 millimeter compression. The background sort of comes up very close, so that works. Here's one that's wide. This is probably about 17. That's the 17 right there. In Alien, so you can shoot at 17 if you want to show whatever place they're in. Just know that the heads are going to be tiny on the sensor, so you're going to lose detail in eyes and faces. So be careful not to shoot everything in wide. This is more just kind of like an art print you're making of where they are. And in the end, it's all about having a good time, having fun with your family, showing the connection between them. And again, yes, it is about posing, but in the end, showing the love and the connection always wins over posing. But you got some tips. I hope that helped you guys, and I'll see you next time.